Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're going to be returning to Ultimate General Civil War. In this video we are returning to the Battle of Chancellorsville. This is part 2 of the Battle of Chancellorsville. In our video yesterday we fought the first part of the battle. We almost won. We almost took the Chancellorsville farm with a very aggressive attack forward at the federal troops there as they were starting to arrive on the field. Unfortunately, we were very bloodily repulsed. Just at the last minute, we took the objective. We were holding the objective. We had been on the objective past the end of the battle, but the way that it works is when you take one of those objectives, often you have to hold that location for a certain period of time. So even though the battle clock ended, we had to hold it for another hour, and we ended up holding it for about 40 minutes, but getting toward the end of that hour, the Union was able to use their massive reinforcements to throw us back, throw us out of the position, and inflict very heavy casualties on one of the corps in our army. We are moving on to the second day's battle, so May 2nd, I believe it is. And for those of you who are familiar with the Battle of Chancellorsville, this was the day that General Thomas Stonewall Jackson led his very famous flank march at the behest of Robert E. Lee, taking half of Robert E. Lee's army around the Union flank, in fact, directly in front of the federal troops, exposing their flank to an army more than twice its size, and yet this movement went unnoticed, or at least not unnoticed perhaps, as I'm learning from reading both Mr. Lincoln's Lieutenants and Glory Road by Bruce Canton. Not maybe unnoticed, but unacknowledged from the higher-ups in the Union Army. In any event, Jackson leads this flank assault and crushes the Union Army's 12th Corps, pushing the Union Army into a very dangerous salient, which will be the focus of the fighting on the third day of the battle. But we are hoping, we'll see how this battle goes, we're hoping to end the battle before we ever get to a third day. If we can push hard and fast and go in and take the Chancellorsville crossing today, then we may be able to get around fighting the third day's fight. And that would be really useful for us, frankly, because the third day was actually the bloodiest day in the battle. Many people think of sort of the climactic day as the day of Jackson's assault, but actually the climactic day of Chancellorsville was the day after Jackson had been wounded, where the Confederates launched a massive assault against the Union forces. They ended up pushing them off the field, but at a terrible cost. So we've already lost a terrible cost in the first day's battle. The hope is to avoid some of those casualties that might come in a third day's fight if we can win quickly here today and allow us to move on from the battle. But we'll see how that all goes. This was, as you may recall, taken from a live stream from just a couple of days ago. So this audio that you're going to be hearing from now on out is going to be me talking to the audience and also just to you, the viewers. I will say I am moving my live streams principally over to Twitch, so I'll throw a link in the description here. I may mention it once or twice in the video. So live streams will be on Twitch. I will still continue to post those on YouTube as I am this video, but just be aware that if you want to watch those as they occur, you'll need to check out the streams over on Twitch. With that being said, that's enough of me sort of rambling and kind of stumbling my way through this pre-battle phase. So let's go ahead and drop out, and you will hear me now in the stream as I look to see if I can reorganize my army a little bit between days, see if we can replace some of the commanders who were wounded. But I will catch you guys at the end. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know your thoughts at the bottom, and away we go. The Battle of Chancellorsville was actually the bloodiest. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna soldier on. We're gonna try and win. And if we lose, we'll just reload our save. Probably not today. Some other time. All right. So here you go. We've got 36,000 men. Good God. And the flank attack, I think, should probably still go reasonably well. I think it's the third day's fight that's gonna go poorly. Let's go ahead and jump in here and see how this flank attack goes. Union camp in Chancellorsville is very well protected, as we already know. The 2nd Corps of Couch is the east side of your camp. And Meade's 5th Corps secures their left flank. That's fine. Not worried about that. Slocum's 12th stands in the center. Sickles' 3rd is on the left and expands his brigades around the camp. And up to the section. Then we're going to have Howard's Corps guarding almost a mile of ground, all by itself, exposed out there. No more reinforcements are arriving. I think it's Reynolds' Corps, about 17,000 men would be coming up. We gamble by dividing our army and attacking a bigger force. We should be careful because the enemy may decide to attack our position. So, alright. Got these guys are in earthworks. Alright, these guys are all in good defensive positions. Main thing is there's this gap here. Don't leave them here. Then there's a gap here. Move Hanson there. Don't need 2 brigades on that flank. Second Corps is coming on the map. Alright. Johnson's Corps moving forward. Burden sharpshooters are playing with the Lorenz Brigade, which ironically does not have Lorenz's anymore. Alright, I'm waiting for the Corps to get on the field here, and then we'll start issuing orders. Some of these guys are exhausted with their long flank attack march, which is understandable. Moving them left. Really wish this Corps had less artillery. Frankly, artillery in an attack like this isn't all that valuable. Orders to ever. It's the artillery. I think Johnson's cavalry is the brigade that was destroyed. Alright. Some of these guys marching on double quick? No. They're having better terrain to march across, I suppose. Oh, Morton's brigade too. And some of them are exhausted. Alright, I think the Federals are going to be located in and around here, so we should start detecting them shortly. We're kind of coming in a little bit uneven. See how successful we are. Let's see, the Federals are launching at least a limited attack here on our left. Skirmishers detect them forward a bit. Here's the thing though, there's no real objective here for this attack. So unless you take Chancellorsville, which I think is highly unlikely, and I don't know if you can win if you take Chancellorsville in this battle, or in this phase, but it's almost wondering, like, would you be better off just sitting back and not even attacking the Federals here in this turn? I suppose it's possible. Where are the Yankees? Okay, there's Von Glees. The Federals aren't even, they're moving away from us already. Alright. Most of these guys are so exhausted they can't even march. I presume actually a carryover from the previous fight is the reason they're exhausted. Alright, there's Howard's line. Okay, you found him. Move your troops forward in this wood line. And then here. You two guys are gonna have to try and catch up because you're way too far back. Okay, we've got about 2 hours left. Come on, you guys. This is the worst organized advance I've ever seen. You guys are in good position, or condition, too. Get around their damn flank. This is not the massive and coordinated assault that Jackson historically launched against the Federal positions, in which he overwhelmed them. 28,000 plus troops. How's the defense going here? The Mississippi Brigade's been pushed back. You guys move to their relief. They're launching a pretty strong attack under Sickles' Corps, I think it is. Alright, Barlow's brigade is flanked. Cox is coming in here. Morton, you're gonna advance this way. Everybody's too tired. They're like, I need a nap. Alright. That's gonna be hard to press this attack very well, with everybody so exhausted. Okay, Von Gleese's brigade is... Go ahead and get rid of your skirmishers. Peace, why don't you come up? Pickett, why don't you see if you can rejoin your brigade? Johnson, get up here. Alright. I guess the point here is savage Howard as much as possible now. We've already given a bloody nose to some of the Federal troops that we fought yesterday. We've actually got one brigade in to just reduce the odds for the next day's fight, you know. Alright, advance. We can try and maybe destroy some of these units also. I don't think they come back. Meanwhile, the attack over here continues. Mississippians, go retake your position. Aim for you, Lorenz boys. Hanson, you advance over here. Stonewall, you take his position. Texas Brigade, come up in reserve. I don't think that attack by Sickles is going to be too strongly pushed for. Okay, so most of that artillery is gone. We just effectively destroyed a Yankee division, I think. Close to it, anyway. Bring you guys all forward. Johnson, keep up with the attack. We'll see if we can keep pressing forward. Bushbeck lost about half his strength. Into their flank. There you go. 2 brigades. Getting a good volley in on Barlow, the hard-fighting general, division commander in Howard's Corps. And keep the pressure up, advancing down the turnpike. Right. Pick it back up here. We've got to try and advance on Chancer's Farm. I don't think we'll get that far in just an hour and a half, depending on what troops we still run into. Swing these guys south to deal with the 2 brigades that are cut off. Meanwhile, I think there's going to be another defensive line here somewhere. Maybe this wood line here would make sense. Okay. I wouldn't think anyone's in this wood line. If they were, they're sure holding their fire till, you know, whites and eyes and all that. Whites of people's eyes. Bunker Hill. you know. But it doesn't seem like it so far. Now here's the issue, is we're getting pretty damn strung out. And we're pretty understrengthed at this point. Keep here. But we've got some decent terrain here to advance through. Again, it makes it more vulnerable if there are enemies in these woods. Let's shake out some skirmishers here to hopefully detect any surprises. The artillery moving forward with the troops. Major General Lloyd Wraith is wounded. Oh no. He's in defense of the main line, which we've added some 2,000 men to the reserve here. Mississippi's have fallen back in that position. Why don't you go see if you can take out some of those artillery pieces over there. And Gleese is retreating the wrong way, I suppose. Bring up the wagons. Advance through these wood lines. Wilcox, keep moving forward. Reed and... skirmishers get up here to this observation point. Okay. Where are the damn Yankees? We got these troops in the observation point. We still don't see them. Presumably they're around here somewhere. Alright. Pushback just got driven off. I'll free at least one of my brigades to move forward. There's a lot of action going on my right flank here over by the main objective, and I assume if we lose this turnpike, we lose the battle. Oh boy, they're actually around our flank. Don't have a lot of manpower to come up here and aid. I suppose we can shift these guys south. I don't think we can lose that other objective either, but we can bring one more brigade, I think. Move these guys out of their works into these woods here to refuse our flank a bit. Alright, we found some Yankees as we are approaching the position, as we're approaching Chancer's Farm. We finally found some Yankees. Hopefully we can keep driving them. Just maybe we can get to the Chancer's Farm. I'm assuming there's a large number of them over that way. We'll see. Drove off some cavalry and one large infantry brigade that we just spotted. Some artillery up here. Really strung out here. Get the supplies forward. Oh boy. Back here into this position here. The Mississippi's going to have to hold the flank on their own. This Wraith's brigade was just driven back. Mississippi's are flanked. I'm assuming we can't lose this position. Advance these guys down here. You guys go take this position. You guys advance in the double. There's only about 50 minutes left. I don't know how long we have to take the Chancer's Crossing. Like, if we take it, I don't know how long we have to hold it. So there's that brigade we just drove off. That was a nice little volley against that Federal cavalry brigade. Presumably we're advancing into the rear of the rest of the Federal Army here, now that they're attacking wholeheartedly toward this objective. Wraith move down here. Alright, you can get in behind them. Forward. There are a lot of cannons firing at the moment. Hear a lot of it, but Tintin's battery here. And these guys are probably too strongly entrenched. All right. Let's see. 37 minutes left. Again, I don't know how long I'm supposed to hold if we actually take the objective. Alright, there you go. Now fire into them now that they're out of their hiding hole. There you go. You just routed them. Stockton, you come up on the flank. They're pushing us back slowly on the main line, but they don't seem to be doing so with a lot of conviction. 30 minutes left. Rather you not charge. Not all by yourself. Okay. Why are you guys charging? I'm not telling you to do that. I feel like this would be our better chance to win this fight, just given that the nature of so many of their forces being dispersed elsewhere. You know, attacking head-on, but again, I don't think I've got the strength, actually, at this point. It does not appear that I have the strength to overwhelm these. I think I'm outnumbered, and they're in entrenched positions. So, I don't know, unless I can bring these brigades both up in time, but I don't think I will. Pickett's doing all being pushed back. Move these guys forward. Put these brigades right by some canister. Pickett's skirmishers are charging one battery up there, being chased by 1,800 men behind them. Hart's battery is being pushed back. Don't charge. Like, I'm not telling you to... I'm not double-clicking to tell you to charge. I know that you're moving at the double-click, but... I've actually been driven out of this one location, though. So the troops in this little wooded area are not there anymore. 10 minutes. Other troops still appear to be holding. Again, probably losing a bunch of men I rather would not lose. Where are we at casualties-wise? We've inflicted more casualties on them than they on us, though, so that's a blessing, I suppose. Of course, they heavily outnumber us in this fight, so that may not matter. Okay. 2 minutes. If only I had a little bit more time and a few more men. Let's pick it done. What about even? Most of these guys are fighting at about even. Can we still win? Like, if we capture the farm here? That's what I'm not certain about. Because it says you can end the fight. You can hit finish to end the fight. So I don't even know if it matters if we take the farm here. Like, if we take it after the whistle expires, do you still win? We gotta hold it for 20 minutes, and then maybe we can win the battle? I don't know. Wilcox boys just took it. Again, I don't know. Do they have to hold it for 20 minutes? How does that work? I can end now, but I assume I've got to hold it for 15 minutes to actually count as winning it, right? Alright, you guys move up here. Get some reserves over here. You guys are going to have to race back in, I think, to hold this. Just 10 more minutes. Well, I think I'm going to lose it, so maybe I'm better off ending now and seeing what happens. Still contested. I just need to hold 7 minutes. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Come on. Starting to fade. Victory! We win! So the flank attack by Jackson's forces wins the day, although we fought nearly an even battle here. So we lost 18,000, the enemy lost 19,000, nearly an even fight. Surprisingly close to the historical battle, I believe's casualties. The enemy lost 128 guns, we lost 18, 600 cavalry versus our 300, we lost 384 men captured. So we captured 13 10-pound ordnance rifles, 7 Napoleons, so 20 artillery pieces. We rescued some of our own howitzers. We also captured some Parrots, some 20-pounder Parrots as well. Some 1861 Springfields. Didn't capture a lot of guns. Did capture some Harper's Ferries and rescued some of our own. Overall, not a boon, in terms of captured weaponry. And we did lose 18,000 men. But we did win the battle. I think pressing forward at the end of day 2 was more important, because if we had not pressed forward at the end of that day, we would have had to fight the bloodbath that is day 3. I think, given the losses we suffered on day 1, pressing forward was the right decision. But just bear with me one moment, guys. I'm going to take a real quick break between battles. We've got the Battle of Salem Church to fight now, which we can use our 3rd Corps, thankfully, and our fresh 3rd Corps to fight it. But we're going to have to go ahead and just pause one moment. Our forces at Fredericksburg have been overrun by Sedgwick's corps. They realized that we undermanned the fortifications and stormed our defenses. We must immediately intercept them before they flank our army that fights at Chancellorsville. We can only spare up to 10 brigades for the battle. It's okay because we can use our 3rd Fresh Corps. All right, folks, well, there you have it. We were able to win Chancellorsville in just 2 days, avoiding that very bloody final day. Our casualties still very closely resembled the historical casualties as the Confederates. We lost just about 1,000 men more, so it was a very bloody affair in any event. But we were victorious, and that's the important thing. Now we're moving on to the bonus battle, the Battle of Salem Church. This is not shown in your campaign map or anything like that, but if you win the Battle of Chancellorsville as the Confederate, you then move on to the Battle of Salem Church, which is a Federal advance on the Confederate flank. The Federals have taken Fredericksburg, and they're advancing on the Confederate flank. That will be the topic for the next video, however. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I hope you enjoyed as always, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.